All right, guys, welcome back. I just got done with the video about the keepers and the valve spring retainers, but I decided while I'm in the process of making a video, I might as well show you guys how to lap a valve. So I'm just gonna lap this intake valve for y'all. Now, if you already have new valve stem seals, it's not good practice to take your valves in and out, but these valves don't have sharp edges, so I'm not worried about, hurting the valve stem seal. So I feel like it's more important to make a video that teaches somebody something. Now, again, there are videos out there, but I see a lot of hack jobs. I see a lot of people using drills. Guys, do not use drills on a lap job. Drills just too fast. They're taking away too much material before you know it. And you can only take so much away from these seats before you change the angle of everything. So you really need to be patient when you're doing a lap job. So I'm just gonna clean the assembly lube that I have on this. I've already done these. I've already given these valves a lap job, but I still think that there's it's important to show y'all how I do it. So what we're gonna start out with is this Permatex valve grinding compound. And this stuff specifically gets from coarse to fine as you use it. Now, the difference between this video today and a lot of the ones out there is that a lot of people do not dilute this at all. And they use a lot of it, I noticed. So, guys, watch this. This is how much I use. And it's gonna be the same process for every one of these valves, what I'm doing in this one video. So, I take it, I squeeze it a little bit and get a crown on it like that. And I just kind of dab it, okay? So, I think you all can see that. Kind of just like that. Little crowns on it. Okay. It's not much, guys. You don't need that much. Now, what else I'm going to do is, you might think this is gross. You can use water if you want. But I just spit a little bit on my finger and I'm just gliding it around this grit. Again, some of y'all might think this is gross, but trust me, this is a good method. I know this works really well because I've done lap jobs and had other places vacuum test the heads while they were in the machine shop for something else. And they said that it has really good vacuum tests. So I know what I'm doing is correct. Now, you can either put the suction tool on before or after. Guys, I recommend having both sizes of suction tools. That way, in case you have dirty valves or your exhausts are significantly smaller, you'll have the tool ready to go. But just choose whichever suction cup you want. Both surfaces have to be very clean for the suction tool to work well. Get it on there good. Carefully guide your valve down in there. And again, I have the stem seal to fight a little bit. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go by sound, and we're not gonna pick it up too much. We are gonna pick it up and rotate it to make sure our surface is going to be even, but we're not going to do a whole bunch of it. So, and we're going to go by sound, and you're going to figure out what I mean by that here in a second. It's going to go from a gritty to a smooth. See, I'm once in a while, I'm picking up my hands, I'm rotating it, and then going at it again. I'm rotating it, going at it. Rotate it, spin it. Rotate it. And you hear the sound, it's starting to get a lot smoother. Now, if you were to pick this up and put it back down, you're going to hear a coarse noise again. That's why we don't pick it up too much. You hear that? And that's why you don't use a drill, because you cannot hear that with a drill. You'll be popping in and out. I see people popping in and out and coming back down. It's like, wow, you're taking away a lot of material. Don't do that. You hear how smooth that sounds? Perfect. And then what you're going to do is, when you feel like you're done, it doesn't take much, guys, unless you have a bunch of carbon to clean off or something. Sometimes you got to put these valve tools on there several times. But so when I finish, I just give it, see, it picked it up. So you got to start over. If you pick up, you got to start over and make it smooth sounding again. And so how I finish is, while it's still sounding smooth, I'll put one hand on it like that, and I'll just all of a sudden pick up straight out as fast as I can. Just like that. Okay, pop the tool off. Clean all the grit off. You don't want no grit. And a good way to tell if you're doing a good job is, normally these valves will be dirty, Mine are clean because I've done this already, but you'll start seeing the silver of the valve again. If it's a nice even surface, well, you kind of got a picture of how you're doing. But we're gonna do a dye test. We're gonna show you how to use dye, or I'm gonna show you how to use dye to make sure that you know your seal is good. Okay, because when you're doing this at home, you get real paranoid about stuff. Let me take this coat off, guys. It's getting warm. The coat's kind of nasty. All right, so you take your Prussian blue Permatex. Most auto parts stores have this. You put a little bit on your finger, not much. You're gonna wipe it around the seat like that. Make sure you get a full even coating. And you don't need too much because the dye is gonna give you an inaccurate result if you put too much on there. So once again, take your suction tool, put it down in there. Spin it. And wipe some of the excess off. Just wipe it off. Just like this. And do it again. Just a full spin. All right, let's look at the seal now. What we're looking for is the blue. We want to make sure there's blue all the way around. And if there's any silver, see, like I could probably do this a little more. There's a little silver to this edge. You guys see that? I could probably do this a little bit more, and I think I will. I think I'm gonna go over this one more time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wipe this down real good. Get all the dye out of there. Put our grit back on it. Little hats. Not too much. We don't need goops of it. A little lubrication. Something to dilute it. Again, I'm using just some spit. I'm sure I'm gonna hear all kinds of shit in the comments about that, but whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do, guys. Okay. Pop that back in there. And I might end up using the other side of the section too. Get that out of there. You hear how smooth that's starting to sound? I'll use the bigger cup. And again, what we're looking for with the dye is any silver streaking that'll tell you got high and low spots. If you have a nice, even blue layer around the seal there, you know you got a good valve seal. Now that time I stopped and pulled it out because I got this camera in my way, so I can't like pull it straight out as easy as I would like to. We gotta make sure we get all the grit off of this, otherwise it's gonna affect the dye test. A microfiber towel works a lot better than these shop towels too. Get all the dirt, make sure nothing is in there. Okay. Our Prussian blue. Wipe it around the seat. A Q-tip might make this easier. I've always just used my fingers, but I have a feeling I should be using a Q-tip really. Okay. And guys, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see as far as something custom. You know, I'm not into doing videos of brake changes or something simple like that because there's a million of those out there. All right, so I got a little too much blue on there, guys. Let me wipe this down because you're not gonna see an accurate result. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, I've got a nice blue layer, but I'm missing right here. You see, I've got like some kind of low or high spot. So we're gonna double check and verify that. I'm gonna wipe your finger all the way around it. Make sure the dye is nice and even on the seat. I'm gonna wipe it off. Put it back in there. All right, let's look at that. This will be the most accurate. Excellent. So I got kind of a spot here on the top of the cut that could maybe be more flush, but since I'm seeing blue across the whole surface except at the top there, I'm calling that good because I have so much meat that is showing blue. If I had silver streaks in the middle of the blue, I would go back in and do it again. If I had silver towards the lip here, I would do it again. But a little bit towards the top, that could be from the initial cut of the valve at the factory. And actually it looks like it's even all the way around that silver line. So I know I have a flush surface having all the blue around that seat. So anyway, so that's how you do it, guys. You know, just go at it. If you have to do this job a few times because you're still getting high and low spots, you're seeing silver all along the seat, then just do it again. It's very important to do these jobs correctly because a good lap job gives you good vacuum, and good vacuum gives you good brake booster. And as we all know, brakes are extremely important. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys got something out of this, and check out my other video on the spring retainers if you need it. And anyways, peace out, and Merry Christmas. That's coming up in a week.